Welcome, gentlemen and gentle ladies. Welcome to the Third Strike primer for Dudley. We'll start off with looking at the moves list. Just kind of make a mental note of this. You can always go back to the beginning of the video to check it out. Make note that number 3 for Dudley, as far as supers, corkscrew low, is typically his best one. It's going to work. It's going to do great for you in all his matches. Some people on certain matches, like let's say Urian might pick against Urian, a Dudley player might pick super number 1, Rocket Uppercut. Rolling Thunder is fun super, but not that great as far as usefulness and utility. Alright, let's jump into it. So, let's go over Dudley. He's unique like Alina, except in the other way, he only throws punches. Light punch, medium punch, heavy punch, light kick, medium kick, roundhouse or heavy kick, crouching light punch, crouching medium kick, crouching fierce, light kick, crouching medium kick, crouching roundhouse. Alright, now that you saw those, all of those are used by Dudley players in some situations. He has great normals, not necessarily for playing footsies and zoning. Well, zoning he's not bad at, but footsies he definitely does not play that game very well. Typically because the area right past his gloves right there, he doesn't have a fast, hard-hitting normal that hits that area under there. Kinda at his chest level and above and out, he has great normals, as you can see like that. So, footsies isn't his game. His game is all about 50-50, putting you in 50-50 situations, going high or low, linking that to a super or going into a combo and doing big damage or juggling you. And then the cool thing about after Dudley gets damage or juggles you or whatever, he gets to try to mix you up again on your wake up. So great, very scary character. His limitations are that he does not have that great of footsie game, and a character like Chun-Li can give him a lot of trouble because she has a great keep away footsie game. But Dudley isn't all about rushdown. He can be played very defensive and let's say not risky and not taking a lot of guess, or he can be in your face, always guessing, always trying to mix you up, just trying to be a general scumbag. Dudley's good enough to be played both ways, so kudos to that. Future gentleman that picked Dudley up, he's a great character. Now, let's go into his change real quick, and we'll get into it. After I do the chain, I will tell you what buttons I pressed. So this one goes from light kick to medium punch to fierce, okay? So this one, my favorite one, crouching light to crouching medium kick. Crouching light kick, I should say. Love that one. It's like a slap in the face. You get in, all you go ba ba ba, ends with a little fuck off. Bad word, don't say it. Okay, so other chains. That is medium punch, fierce, I'm sorry, everything's a punch with Dudley. Medium kick, fierce kick, or roundhouse, or heavy kick, and fierce, which would be, of course, heavy punch. He has this chain. 1, 2, 3. Light punch, medium kick. Now, a lot of the chains you can stop short. So, some chains have their uses, some chains don't. Like this one, you never see it done, because if you have the opportunity to hit something like that, you have the opportunity to do much more damage. A chain like this one, up close, it's very good. As you can see, it can be linked into super if you stop it right there. So some chains have uses, some don't. This also is a very favorite one. It's used by a lot of Dudley players. It's this one. Just a quick kind of 1, 2, 3, and it's cool because right after they get hit, he's kind of at the perfect distance to jump right at him again. And the unique thing about Dudley is that he has a short jump. He doesn't jump very high when he jumps, and that is like absolutely one of the key factors to Dudley's success and why he's so scary. Because his jump is so short. He's like Alex, and MLB even told me I should drop Alex and pick up Dudley. He told me that he told Genki the same exact thing, so food for thought, I guess. But anyway, let's go into more of, I don't know, let's see, that was chains, normals. Let's just go into a little more things. So this is his neutral fierce punch. This is his forward and fierce. This one can be cancelled to super, but the neutral one cannot. So note that. His forward and roundhouse is an overhead. Also begins to be a chain. He has his very unique sweep, which is actually launches people in the air, and then you can start juggling. I'll show juggles a little bit later. And then what is his other? This one moves them forward a little bit, puts the other person on block stun. As far as frame advantage for you is very good. That's the chain. If you just press it again, forward medium kick to medium kick, gives you that chain. And so let's go into his special moves real quick, and then I'll get a little more into his 50-50 mix-up. So he has machine gun blow. Of course, different strengths just does different amount of hits and distance. He has his ducking move. If you press kick again after if you input the ducking move, you get the uppercut, and if you press punch after, you get the straight arm right there. Bam! And then mental note, you cannot EX the ducking like you can in crappy Street Fighter 4. And yeah, also another note is that the EX version of Machine Gun Blow launches them and enables you to do, you know, another more hits, juggles, etc. He has an uppercut. Outside of combos, you should probably use the EX version because the other versions don't have that great of startup and can be stuffed by meaties in this game. He has, of course, cross counter, and he has this backswing blow. Awesome, great move. But what you don't know is if you came from Street Fighter 4, this move in Street Fighter 4 is utter garbage. In this game, it is great. The Street Fighter 4 Dudley version is nothing. He pales in comparison to the Street Fighter 3 version. Just pathetic version of Street Fighter 4. Anyway, and then he has one kind of secret move. It goes like this. That would be half circle back, forward, and then punch. So for some reason, that move that is never used or seen is in there. He doesn't have his second impact like Sky Drill thing. Wouldn't really have been very good in Third Strike, so that's okay. Alright, now let's get into his 50-50 talks, and yeah. Alright, so his 50-50 game is, let me turn the character on crouching. Let me put it back in the corner just so I don't have to chase her everywhere. Alright, so he has two options for overheads other than jumping, of course, which is, you know, jump-ins are always overheads, you always gotta block them high. Dudley, forward and roundhouse. is that overhead I told you about. Now, as you can see, it does a grip of damage, but you can link it. Oh god. Hold on, Ty, hold on. Oh, I didn't even get it. Oh, I got it, okay. That's how late you can actually do it. As you can see, that was 6 hits, the super is 5, so after the overhead, which does a grip of damage, and then the super after does a nice chunk of damage. It's very quick, fits in with his other normals quite well, so it can be very scary and very overwhelming. Yeah, and even if he doesn't have a super, he can still go into the 2-chain from the overhead. Also, from a universal overhead, he can super also. If I can get the spacing right, she's in the corner so it looks a little weird. There you go. So if your main is Dudley, it will be quite easy once you get the hang of it to just go from one 50-50 to the next. And you know, those are his up close overhead options. Now his lower options are of course short, which of course can be you can go straight into super. And then he has I could have done one more, but then he has his sweep, which enables juggle potential. Yeah, the C6. So that's a Chun-Li and a few other character specific juggles, but normally you can do just about anything. I don't know what the generic Chun-Li one is if you weren't going to be sweeping, because I always just go into the sweep. But you can do almost anything. Most players, if they don't know the specific juggle, just go like this and then into super, which is pretty decent damage in and of itself until you learn the more character specific combos. Alright, and then so yeah, so Dudley has his high, his low, and his other high. Let's just stick with those 4 right now. Now Dudley up close has those 4 options. So he has 4 options, and 2 are high, 2 are low. So great 50-50 options right up close to him. Of course, you always have throw to open people up. And yeah, okay, let's talk about more opening people up when you're right in their face. You have throw, and let's just, for the sake of simplicity, let's say your counter to them anticipating your throw would be backswing blow. So just like the 50-50 high or low 50-50, you're going to turn the throw 50-50 from throwing to faking the throw and backswing blow. So let's say you throw them, you know, throw them again on their wake up, act like you're going to throw them again, and then backswing blow. Let's say it hits and you can confirm it into a super. Oh god. For even more damage. A lot of characters, you know, when they're mixing in throws, they want to, like, let's say Ken will do low short and then toss them. Dudley, he can go low short, but that's typically not what he wants to do. This one is much better. It's much quicker, and it slides off them way faster, and it's very deceiving. So Dudley is just downright scary when he's right in your face. Now, let's say the other person does some miracle blocks and gets Dudley out further, right here. He still has access to his sweep, which of course tacks on a lot of damage after that. Wow, someone messaged me. Hold on. Alright. And then he doesn't really have access to his overheads anymore. But at this range, he's still. Let me turn this back to not crouching. Sorry, real quick. So at this range, he has access to his sweep still, and he doesn't have access to his overheads. He can hit you with the fierce, so he has that at his disposal for counter pokes if you need to, or just general poking. But at this range, it's especially great because he can still have a great jumping, like, that's the perfect spot for him to jump at you. perfect for him to jump in and parry when your attacks and then go into a combo, or perfect for his good old elbow of justice, gentleman elbow. Now, another thing is that his roundhouse goes into EX machine gun. So I don't even know how to finish that combo right now. But anyway, his roundhouse goes into EX machine gun blow. So what you can do is you can sit back here and you can just input the machine gun blow even if it doesn't hit, which I did too slow that time. But if you do it fast enough, you can see that it doesn't come out. It will only come out if it connects, even though you're buffering. So if it's whipping and not hitting anything, at this range, as long as you do it fast enough, I'm kind of doing old man hands and not doing it fast enough, but you can hear when I do it fast, it doesn't come out. But if it will connect, it will come out. So at this range, if someone throws something out and you're doing that and buffering, and you actually tag a hit, let's say on a normal, or let's say they walk forward or whatever, you'll go right into that. And Dudley does great damage once you know his character specific combos. It is not a good place for any character to be on the receiving end of Dudley's combo. So again, not all horrible when you get pushed outside of your 50-50 range. Oh god, there's just so much. So let's talk about his jump-ins. His best meterless jump-in would be something like this. Oh god, not that. Something like that. A lot of stun, a lot of damage, no meter, so that's awesome. And then, you know, if he has meter, something like this. That was like a Chun, that would probably only work on Chun and a few other characters, but typically after you land an EX machine gun blow, you can almost always get a light one of those, and then you know, you have 6 potential juggle hits. I don't really want to get into the specifics of that, but just know that after a machine gun blow, typically you'll be able to hit them a few times, juggle them a few more times. Dudley's taunt. The next move after will do an increased amount of damage. As you can see, it did the whole portrait length of damage. Now I'll do it again, and it does a little less. Now imagine if that percentage of damage was done on a super. It'd be even more. Something to note about Dudley's super, I don't know if many people know, but here's the light version. You see it only moved me a little further. Here's this heavy version. See how much farther it moves me? I didn't know if many people knew that, but yeah. Let's just do a few other combos. He can do ducking into super. So that's a roundhouse into his ducking move, and then when his ducking move finishes, you just super, or fuck. So I wanted to touch on Dudley's anti-air options, and he's very good at it, especially on people that try to jump in parrying because they can't, because whatever normal they're jumping in can't beat stuff like that, or his uppercut, or you know, whatever the Dudley is using. A Dudley that knows how to anti-air properly is very, very hard to jump in on. And let's say someone jumps at you and you're empty jumping and they're trying to parry. He has all those chains at his disposal, which are multiple hits for very easy to do anti-airs. He has, of course, his Crouching Furious, which is one parry. As you can see, even the dummy on random parry is parrying it. But still isn't bad, because if you time it right, if it's low enough to the ground, they don't have that much time to punish you, so they'll have to know exactly what normal they have to use to be able to punish. So any normal that you have is always cancelable into any of Dudley's moves, so it can get very tricky very fast. See, something like that. So it's just scary jumping at Dudley. He also has the ducking cross under super at his disposal, which is really fun. It's really fun to do an anti-air people with this. Of course, people can still parry it, but they're going to need to know it's coming, and they're going to need to have seen it before, because it's definitely surprising. So anyway, guys, that's gonna be the end of the Dudley primer for Third Strike. But you know, hopefully that's enough to kind of get you started, or hopefully get you pointed in the right direction. Thank you for following and subscribing and sharing this. It means a lot to me. It helps me out a lot. And you know, if I miss something, I'll try to get it covered next time. I'm planning to do one of these for every character of Third Strike, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time.